Welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday, June the 15th. Am I right? Am I right? 2025, and it is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the dad who is driving, and he can't look because we're on the freeway and there's like the median right there. There's quite a bit of traffic. We are on our way to the Poconos, and I am so excited. I have been needing a break, vacation, needing to get away. I talked my partner in crime into this trip. He was not planning on going this far, but we got the new tent. We need to break it in, so we're going to have a little fun. And this is the kind of trip that we can afford this summer. We are trying to, conserve, and I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to sitting out in nature and having my puppy dog with me and seeing some beautiful sights, going to a few coffee shops and bakeries and museums, and just relaxing and reading, to be honest with you. I want to sit in the campground and read for like hours and just decompress, because it's been a very busy May and June so far, and I am just needing to unwind. So super excited. We are in, is this Richmond or Petersburg? Richmond. We are in Richmond right now, and you can see, hold on, passing through the downtown area. So you've got the skyline visible, and we are supposed to be in the Stroudsburg area. Delaware Water Gap is where we're going. We should get there before 5. I'm thinking around maybe 4:30-ish, depending on our stops. I left my house with so many things that need to be done, and I am just hoping and praying that when I get back that I just feel that stress relief that I'm so badly needing right now. Basically, if we want to have fun, we've got June. I'm supposed to be teaching summer reading camp for 3 weeks in July, so depending on what happens for next year, I'm not sure I'm gonna have any more time other than June, so we'll see. We will just see what happens, but I'm not taking any chances. We're taking off and having fun and doing something for us, just for us, for right now. So this is our little Father's Day weekend escape, and we're turning into a week away from home. I left my garden. It's been raining a lot, so I didn't even water it when I left. I did water my side plants, my starter plants that I had, because they weren't getting as much rain back in the corner on my potting bench. So I watered those. I attached my tomato vines to my new trellis. I'm so excited about my arch trellis. It just came in. It was my birthday present from my girls this year, and I'm very happy about it. I can't wait to have things growing all over from one side to the other. It's gonna be so beautiful. So I staked up my tomato plants and my pepper plants, and kind of just picked a few things and headed out, because it all looked like it was doing pretty well. I don't want to overwater it. I don't think it's going to be underwatered, because it's supposed to rain at home too, right? It's supposed to rain at home for a few days while we're gone, so then it might get a little bit dry for the last day or two, but then when I get back I can take care of it. So crossing my fingers that we've taken a good time to leave the garden, because I don't want anything to end up being destroyed when we get back. But anyway, last week I went to a school to tour it and was very impressed. I dropped off my resume and application online, so I'm just not going to worry about it this week. I'm just going to take off. I'm going to relax, get some rest that is much deserved after this busy school year, and I'm just going to put it in God's hands and
keep left to stay on I-95.
In 1 mile, take exit 89 on the right to go on to I-78 East.
Good morning from the campground. We got in last night at about 5 o'clock and set up camp and just kind of relaxed and chilled out at the campground. We ordered pizza to our campsite, which was amazing. The pizza was actually really good and reasonably priced. This morning we have to go out and do a little grocery shop. We're not going to do a lot at once because that way we don't have to worry about storing things for too long. So we'll probably just do a little grocery shopping every day while we're here. And since we don't have anything else that we have to do, and this trip is like really kind of like do whatever we feel like doing, spur of the moment, kind of go with the flow trip, then that schedule allows us to do that. So we're gonna go into town. It's about 5 or 6 minutes down the hill into East Stroudsburg, and we're gonna try this little coffee shop and kind of sit around and make our plans for the day. And there's a grocery that's nearby, and I think we also have to go into the Dollar General and pick up a couple of small things like a little rug. Those look delicious.
Huh?
We sure do. We have brown sugar, cinnamon, caramel.
Now we're headed to the visitor center to see what we can find out about the things that we'd like to do this week. The national parks have always been a big part of our lives. Joe did work for the national parks for a while, and so we tend to head toward a national park whenever we want to do any hiking or find out information about the area that we're experiencing. Good fetch! Yay! Zoomy zoom! Zoomy zoom zoom! You're not giving the ball back, huh? It's yours now? This little dog park next door to the national park was so fun for Baxter. He really enjoyed being able to run, and it was nice to be able to let him off the leash because he had to be on the leash the entire time that we were in the park, in the campground. So it was a nice little break for him and for us. So cool. We just built the new bridges on top of the old bridges. This is an actual tunnel. This is going to go. The volunteer in the visitor center told us about a few different trails and places that we could go that would enable us to walk like flat hikes and still enjoy the area. And so we decided to take a little drive to this place called Millbrook Village. It's an abandoned town, and we're just curious to see what's left there. It used to be an old milling village, and then when demand for the mills decreased, the town sort of dried up. So we're going to see it and see what we can find out. We're on an adventure. We've crossed the state line into New Jersey, but we weren't very far from it, literally like minutes from the state line. So yeah, pretty cool. Here are the outhouses if you need to go to the bathroom while you're at church. This turned out to be an interesting experience because there weren't a lot of signs from the Park Service to tell us what was what. The buildings were labeled with what their purposes were, and it was funny because every single building there was like a set of outhouses for it. So apparently that was a really important thing, to have an outhouse with every outbuilding. But it kind of wasn't a normal experience because the Park Service usually has more descriptive information at the site. So it was really kind of a figure it out yourself. But it was so pretty to see the creek, and just interesting to walk around, and definitely a pretty drive, worth going. Down the river?
Yeah.
And that's the mill house right there. Which would make sense because it's right there on the river.
Barely built for two.
Delaware River.
This is not where George crossed the river.
Turn right onto Riverton Road.
Turn right on Riverton Road.
Yes, as soon as you can turn right without falling into the river. Is that
it?
Yeah, I think so.
Continue on Riverton Road for 4 miles.
Why haven't we got on the highway yet?
I don't know.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Already we're in Pennsylvania now.
That sounds good.
Where the hell are we going?
Stop. I am being John. Books. Books. So we're back at the campground. It was quite an eventful day, wasn't it?
Sure. Every day is eventful if it was Charlotte Rudolph.
You love it. Anyway, we had fun. We went to the Millbrook Village, which is like an abandoned milling town. Like, not town, it's like more like a little, just a little village, like it's called, the Village. Anyway, we walked around that. It turned out to be like a self-guided thing where you just like walk around the buildings and kind of like look at it. There wasn't much to it, but it was interesting, something to do. I think personally, and you can tell me if you agree, my favorite part of today was driving around like the Delaware River and just seeing like the rock croppings and the mountains. The drive was beautiful. There were just so many like huge trees, and like where the sides of them, you go along the sides of the mountain. There were places where we could see the river really well all the way across to the mountains. It was just so pretty. So that was my favorite part, I think, of today. Was that your favorite? Or did you have something else that we did today that you liked the best?
I liked everything we did today. I've enjoyed the drive. I liked walking around I'm a little disappointed that the town was moved from another location, but that answers my question about how a mill town operated in a creek that was like stony and wasn't deep enough to even, swim in, let alone.
Yeah, so
My favorite part, truthfully, was hitting the bookstore and finding a book that I've been looking for a really long time.
Yeah, that's true. We went to this cute little bookstore. It's called Carol and Carol in downtown East Stroudsburg, right? Yep. Or was it East Stroudsburg? And that was like, it was just so fun because there were so many books in there. Like, it was a used bookstore and rare books, and there were tons of stacks in there. I could have probably spent hours in that store just like looking through everything, but I just went straight for the gardening books and I just kind of stayed in that general zone. And I did find a really pretty like coffee table book that has perennials and gorgeous photographs of perennials that are like natives to Northeast Carolina, the East Coast. But there were just so many more books that I would have probably liked to look at if I had more time. So my family's sending all these messages. I don't know. Anyway, super excited for the rest of the week. We have a few fun things planned, but we came back today and realized that we knew it was raining, and this is the first time that we've used this tent, and the tent was like dripping. Yeah. And so my pillow got wet, part of our covers got wet, so we went out to the store and we bought a tarp for the tent, and so now we are fine. But unfortunately, we didn't get back in time to stop our things from getting damp in here. So it's going to be a little bit of a damp evening, but that's just the way it is, and just have to roll with it when you go camping. So I'm used to it because I went camping as a kid. Joe did not, so he is getting used to it. But now that we have the tarp, he feels better. So a little bit of a snafu in our planning, but it's okay. It's all good. And we do have laundry facilities at our campground, so we can dry things in the morning. We just got to get through tonight. So anyway, and I had an extra pillow in the car that did not have water on it, so that's good. So I can lay on that tonight.
What does my pillow feel like?
Yours is much better. Mine's the one that got really wet. There's water that just dripped down right down through on my side, but not on yours. So yours is fine. So anyway, we're okay. So tomorrow we're planning on going back to Stroudsburg because there are a bunch of shops and we want to walk through the shops, but it was raining so much we didn't really feel like walking in and out of stores today. So we're gonna go do that. And then there's this place that's like a famous cheesecake factory, not the Cheesecake Factory like you're thinking of, like the chain restaurant, but it's like a family owned actual factory that makes cheesecakes. So we're gonna go do that tomorrow. And then there's also stuff that we wanted to see that was like up north. There's like this like castle kind of like historic site that we wanted to go see. So we're planning that later this week, and we're also planning a historic trolley tour in another part of the area. We're gonna have to go west for that. So that's just fun little things and that we have planned. Nothing like huge, and we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants, honestly, just making it up as we go. But none of this stuff in this area is like super packed at this time of year. This is actually a place that's much more busy during the snow season because it's a ski resort. So we are in the off season and we're just coming out here to enjoy some nature. So we don't really have to fight to get tickets places. There are some things that are busy on the weekends, but we didn't really do anything on Sunday because we just arrived and we're going back before the weekend. So we don't really have to worry about that at all. There's a couple of little hikes that we want to do to the waterfalls out here. It's supposed to be really, really pretty. Talk to the volunteer. And we didn't find out his name, but he was super nice and he gave us so much really good information because I said, look, we don't have great knees, but we want to see like pretty nature things. We want to see some waterfalls. And he like went through the entire park map and circled all the things and told us where we could go and where Baxter would be welcome and where he wouldn't and all that stuff. Oh, we took Baxter to the dog park today. He loved it. So we'll probably take him back there. There is a dog park here in our campground, but it's much smaller, and we found a really nice big one where he can really run around a lot. So he enjoyed that. Anyway, so I think we're gonna just kind of hang out here tonight and chill, and I'm going to read and just relax. And then tomorrow we'll be back at it for some more fun. Dripping.